When people think of the world's richest families, they mention names like Bezos, Musk, or Gates. But here's the thing most people miss. There's one family whose wealth makes all of them look like they're playing with pocket change. The Rothschilds didn't just build a fortune. They built the financial system itself. And the real secret isn't how much money they have. It's how they've managed to stay invisible while controlling it all. To understand how the Rothschilds became the most powerful family in history, we have to start in a cramped house in Frankfurt, where 24 people shared a single building, and one man saw opportunity in the chaos of war. The unlikely beginning, from poverty to power. Picture this. It's 1744 in Frankfurt, Germany. In a narrow, overcrowded house in the Jewish ghetto, a baby is born who will change the world forever. His name is Meyer Amschel Rothschild. But there's nothing in his surroundings that suggests greatness. 24 family members are crammed into this tiny space. The smell is overwhelming. Privacy doesn't exist. Frankfurt's Jewish quarter isn't just poor, it's a prison. Jews can't own land. They can't trade freely. For Meyer Amschel Rothschild, the usual paths to wealth are blocked. So he has to find his own. His father deals in old coins and textiles. It's not glamorous work, but young Meyer Amschel Rothschild notices something others miss. Rich people collect rare coins, and they'll pay premium prices for the right ones. This isn't just about money. It's about status, history, and power. At age 13, tragedy strikes. Meyer Amschel Rothschild's parents die, leaving him an orphan. Most kids would be destroyed by this, but Meyer Amschel sees it differently. He's now free to pursue his vision without anyone holding him back. He gets apprenticed to a banking house in Hanover. This is where the Rothschild story really begins. Because in Hanover, young Meyer Amschel doesn't just learn about money. He learns about power. He sees how banks can make or break entire kingdoms. He watches how information travels faster than armies. And he realizes that the person who controls money controls everything else. When Meyer Amschel Rothschild returns to Frankfurt in 1763, he's not the same scared kid who left. He's got a plan. And that plan will make his family the richest in history. The coin that changed everything. Back in Frankfurt, Meyer Amschel Rothschild starts small. He deals in rare coins and antiques, but he's not just selling pretty objects. He's building relationships with the most powerful people in Europe. His big break comes when he meets Prince William of Hesse-Kassel. Prince William isn't just rich. He's unimaginably rich. He makes money by renting out soldiers to other countries. Think of it like a military rental service. The British need troops to fight in America. Prince William provides them, for a price. The Rothschild family becomes his financial advisor. But here's where Meyer Amschel Rothschild shows his genius. He doesn't just manage Prince William's money. He studies it. He learns how international finance works. He sees how wars create opportunities for those smart enough to spot them. And then comes the opportunity of a lifetime. In 1789, revolution explodes across France. Kings are losing their heads. Armies are marching across Europe. Most people see chaos and run for cover. But Meyer Amschel Rothschild sees something else entirely. The biggest business opportunity in history. The Napoleonic Wars are about to begin. For the next 25 years, Europe will be a battlefield. Governments will need money to fight. Armies will need supplies. Information will be worth more than gold. By this time, Meyer has married and begun raising his sons, the heirs who will carry his vision forward. The Rothschild family is now perfectly positioned to profit from all of it. And this was the moment when the Rothschilds stopped just observing history and started shaping it. The Five Sons Strategy: Building a Financial Empire. Mayor Amschel Rothschild has 5 sons, and he's about to make a decision that will echo through history. Instead of keeping them all in Frankfurt, he sends them to the 5 most important financial centers in Europe. Nathan Rothschild goes to London, James Rothschild heads to Paris, Karl Rothschild takes Vienna, Solomon Rothschild goes to Naples, and Amschel Rothschild stays in Frankfurt. This isn't just family planning, it's military strategy. Mayer knows that one banker in one city can be powerful, but 5 bankers connected across Europe can be unstoppable. The Rothschilds are creating a financial network that spans the continent. They can move money, information, and influence faster than any government. They're building the world's first multinational corporation. Each son establishes a bank in his city, but these aren't separate businesses, they're branches of the same tree. The Rothschild family creates a communication system using couriers, carrier pigeons, and coded messages. This gives them something priceless: speed. They know what's happening in each capital before the local governments do. Nathan Rothschild in London becomes the family's most aggressive player. He's dealing in government bonds, basically IOUs from countries. When a nation is winning a war, its bonds go up. When it's losing, they crash. Nathan Rothschild doesn't just trade these bonds, he manipulates entire markets. Here's how it works. The Rothschilds get information about battles before anyone else. If they know Britain won a fight, Nathan Rothschild starts buying British bonds before the news breaks. When everyone else finds out, the price shoots up, and the Rothschild family makes a fortune. But they take it further. Sometimes Nathan Rothschild pretends to sell British bonds, making everyone think Britain lost. Panicked investors dump their bonds, crashing the price. Then Nathan Rothschild secretly buys them all up cheap. When the real news comes out that Britain actually won, the price explodes, and the Rothschilds make even more money. This is insider trading on a scale that would be completely illegal today. But in the 1800s, there are no rules. The Rothschild family is writing the playbook for modern finance. The Waterloo Gamble, the trade that made history. June 18, 1815. The Battle of Waterloo. Napoleon faces the Duke of Wellington in a fight that will decide the future of Europe. If Napoleon wins, he'll rebuild his empire. If he loses, he's finished forever. In London, Nathan Rothschild is waiting. He's got agents at the battlefield, ready to race back with news of the outcome. The British government will get official word in days, but Nathan Rothschild will know in hours. The battle rages all day. Finally, Wellington's forces break Napoleon's army. The French emperor's dreams are shattered. A Rothschild courier jumps on the fastest horse he can find and races toward the English Channel. Nathan Rothschild gets the news first. Napoleon is defeated. Britain has won. British government bonds are about to skyrocket. But instead of buying, Nathan Rothschild does something that shocks everyone watching. He starts selling. Massive amounts of British bonds flood the market. Other traders see this and panic. If Nathan Rothschild is selling, Britain must have lost. The bond market crashes as everyone tries to get out. But Nathan Rothschild isn't really selling to the public. His agents are secretly buying up every bond they can get their hands on, at rock-bottom prices. When the official news finally reaches London, Britain won. The bond market explodes upward. The Rothschild family makes an estimated £20 million in a single day. That's over £2 billion in today's money from one trade. It's the most profitable day in financial history. But here's the real impact. The profit was just the beginning. This single move established Nathan Rothschild, and by extension the entire Rothschild family, as the ultimate power in global finance. Governments start coming to them for loans. Kings ask for their advice. The Rothschild family has become more powerful than most countries. Financing both sides, the ultimate power play. Here's where the Rothschild story gets really dark. During the Napoleonic Wars, the family doesn't just bet on one side. They finance both Britain and France at the same time. Think about how extraordinary this is. Two nations trying to destroy each other. Soldiers dying by the hundreds of thousands, cities burning, families torn apart. And in the middle of it, the Rothschilds turn war into business. Nathan Rothschild in London is lending money to the British government. Meanwhile, James Rothschild in Paris is doing business with Napoleon's regime. The family is literally profiting from human misery on an industrial scale. But from the Rothschild perspective, this makes perfect business sense. Wars end, governments change, but debt is forever. No matter who wins, someone has to pay back the loans. By financing both sides, the Rothschilds guarantee they'll get paid, no matter what happens. This strategy becomes the family template for the next 200 years. During every major conflict, the American Civil War, World War I, World War II, you'll find Rothschild money on multiple sides. They're not patriots. They're not idealists. They're businessmen. And business is always good when the world is falling apart. The Rothschild family develops a saying, "When there's blood in the streets, buy property." They mean it literally. While everyone else is panicking, the Rothschilds are shopping for bargains. The Suez Canal, controlling global trade. By 1875, the Rothschilds have been the world's most powerful banking family for decades. But they're about to pull off their most audacious move yet, one that will give them control over global trade itself. The Suez Canal has just opened, connecting the Mediterranean Sea to the Red Sea. This 120-mile waterway cuts 4,000 miles off the journey from Europe to Asia. It's the most important trade route in the world, and the Rothschild family wants to control it. The canal is owned by the Suez Canal Company, which is controlled by France and Egypt. But Egypt's ruler, Khedive Ismail, is drowning in debt. He needs money fast, and he's willing to sell his 44% stake in the canal to get it. The British government wants to buy it, but they don't have the cash on hand. Parliament isn't in session, so they can't approve new spending. For a moment, it looks as if France will tighten its grip on the entire canal. That's when Prime Minister Benjamin Disraeli makes a desperate call to Nathan Rothschild's son, Lionel Rothschild. The conversation is legendary. "How much do you need?" asks Lionel Rothschild. £4 million, says Disraeli. "What? Tomorrow. What's your security?" "The British government." "You shall have it." Just like that, the Rothschild family lends Britain £4 million, about £400 million today, to buy control of the Suez Canal. No paperwork, no committees, no delays. One phone call and the deal is done. This isn't just a loan. It's a strategic power play that reshapes global politics. Britain now controls the most important trade route in the world. The Rothschild family has just helped create the foundation of the British Empire's dominance over global commerce. And of course, they make a fortune from the interest payments. But more importantly, they've proven they can move mountains of money instantly, anywhere in the world. No government can match their speed or resources. Bailing out nations when countries come begging. The 1800s are a time of constant financial crisis. Countries go to war, spend too much money, and then face bankruptcy. When that happens, there's only one family with enough wealth to save them: the Rothschilds. Austria is first. After losing multiple wars, the Austrian Empire is broke. The government can't pay its soldiers or civil servants. Revolution is brewing. Emperor Franz Joseph has no choice but to go hat in hand to the Rothschild family. Salomon Rothschild in Vienna doesn't just give Austria a loan. He essentially takes over the country's finances. The Rothschild family restructures Austria's debt, reorganizes its tax system, and places their trusted agents in key government positions. Austria survives, but it's now effectively a Rothschild client state. France is next. After losing the Franco-Prussian War in 1871, France owes Germany massive reparations. The French government is desperate for cash. James Rothschild steps in with a loan so large it's measured as a percentage of France's entire economy. But the Rothschilds don't just hand over money. They demand concessions. Mining rights, railroad contracts, government bonds at favorable rates. By the time the loan is repaid, the Rothschild family has woven itself into the fabric of French economic life. Russia comes calling too. The Tsarist regime is always short of cash, especially after losing wars. The Rothschilds provide the loans that keep the Russian Empire functioning. In return, they get access to Russian oil, gold mines, and railroad projects. This is how the Rothschild family operates. They don't just lend money. They buy long-term influence. Every loan comes with strings attached. Every bailout creates new opportunities. They're not just bankers. They're kingmakers. By the end of the 1800s, the Rothschild family has bailed out so many countries that they're essentially running a shadow government across Europe. Kings and emperors may sit on thrones, but the Rothschilds control the purse strings. And in the end, money always wins. The invisible empire, industries you never knew they owned. Most people think the Rothschilds are just bankers. That's exactly what the family wants you to think. The truth is, their empire stretches into industries you'd never expect. They've spent 200 years quietly buying up pieces of the global economy. Take diamonds. Everyone knows DEBEERS controls the diamond trade. What most people don't know is that the Rothschild family was one of De Beers' original major investors. When diamonds were first discovered in South Africa, Rothschild money helped finance the mines. To this day, they hold hidden stakes in the global diamond business through layers of holding companies. Wine is another Rothschild specialty. The family owns some of the most prestigious vineyards in France, including Chateau Lafite Rothschild and Chateau Mouton Rothschild. These aren't just investments, they're trophies. Owning the world's best wine is a way of showing you've reached the absolute peak of society. But the real money is in mining. The Rothschild family has spent decades accumulating mining rights around the world. Gold in South Africa, copper in Chile, rare earth metals in Australia. They almost never appear on the paperwork, operating instead through shell companies and discrete partnerships that hide their involvement. The family also has massive real estate holdings, not just fancy houses, but entire city blocks in London, Paris, and New York. They own office buildings, shopping centers, and industrial facilities. Each property is another stream of quiet cash flow that most people never realize comes from Rothschild ownership. Energy is another hidden Rothschild empire. They were early investors in oil companies, power plants, and renewable energy projects. As the world transitions to clean energy, guess who owns significant stakes in solar and wind companies? The Rothschild family has been positioning themselves for this transition for decades. The genius of this strategy is diversification. If one industry crashes, they have dozens of others. If one country's economy collapses, they have investments everywhere else. The Rothschild family has built a financial fortress that's virtually impossible to destroy. The modern conspiracy. Why they stay hidden. Here's where the Rothschild story gets really dark. For over 200 years, the family has been the target of conspiracy theories, anti-Semitic attacks, and wild speculation about their power. Some of it is completely false, but some of it isn't. The conspiracy theories started early. In the 1800s, people couldn't understand how one family could be so wealthy and powerful. They started spreading stories about secret meetings, world domination plots, and hidden puppet masters controlling governments. The anti-Semitism made it worse. Because the Rothschilds are Jewish, they became the face of anti-Semitic conspiracy theories about Jewish world control. These theories have persisted for centuries, fueling hatred and violence against Jewish communities worldwide. The Nazis specifically targeted the Rothschild family. They seized Rothschild banks, stole their art collections, and made propaganda films portraying them as evil puppet masters. Family members fled Europe or went into hiding. Some didn't survive. But here's the thing that makes this story so complicated. While most conspiracy theories about the Rothschilds are false, their actual power is still enormous. They really do have influence over global finance. They really do have connections to governments worldwide. They really are one of the wealthiest families in history. The family learned from these attacks. After World War II, the Rothschilds made a strategic decision to become less visible. They stopped flaunting their wealth. They avoided publicity. They worked through intermediaries and shell companies. They became the ultimate stealth dynasty. Today, if you Google richest families in the world, you might not even see the Rothschild name. That's not because they're not rich anymore. It's because they've gotten very good at hiding their wealth. Thanks for watching, but the story doesn't end here. Click right here, and in the next video, we'll uncover the hidden secret of a dynasty that shaped the world from the shadows. See you in a moment.